Are we getting ready for the cadence? Get ready for the cadence. We're on the toes, by the river, by the river. Special cadence on the toes, military grade. Cadence special edition. Moving mountains, moving mountains, moving mountains. Special edition. Moving mountains by the river. Pledge your allegiance, legions used only for an ally and army. Special cadence. Created on the 18th of June, heat wave beginning. It's hot. I got hydrated. Already drank about 4 bottles. So that's more than 2 liters. And pledge your allegiance, legions. Here's the cadence created freestyle mode by the river. By Rainbow Dragon, 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 Dragon. Dragon Zero. Get ready. Set. Hot, hot, hot. Grateful, thankful, my rent's paid, the electricity bill's paid, got food and coffee, and enough of my face, but special cadence as we go. Dragon Army only, allies, 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 pledge your allegiance, legions, friends with benefits only for the 63. 10 provinces, 50 states, and 3 territories, and 10 provinces, 50 states, 3 territories, 10 provinces, 50 states, 3 territories, 10 provinces, 50 states. 3 territories. Right here, when we're gonna cross, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, and 0. Cadence. Dragon Army special. Created now. Freestyle mode. As we go by the river, across the rivers and the mountains, and the valleys and the cities. Dragon Army, hey. Rock and roll for the plumbers. And the train conductors by the river of the snake. Hawk Island, island of the hawk. Montreal is here we break. And the clouds be coming in. Thunder is what the weather screams. Gotta be safe and prudent when you're driving on. And we gotta carry on. Hey. Some of my dragons are black. I love that, love that. Matches with the White House, matches with, usually they got 3 cars when I pass there, but kind of matches the same colors. Gotta say hello and give a smile, my auntie there. That's why they got a good doing, and made a little way for my aunties and my uncles. Of the 63, we love it. Of the 63, we love it. The 63, we love it. For the butchers, electricians, got the plumbers and the doctors. For the train conductors, for the train conductors, for the train conductors, plumbers, electricians, nurses. On the heat wave, that's a blessing. Cursing on the blessing. Gotta give up in the know. Feet up in the know. You know how we rock and roll. You know how we rock and roll. You know how we rock and roll. By the river on the go. By the river on the go. You know that we rock and roll. For the left and for the right. On the nurses on the side. Left and right and on the dice. We don't gamble. Gotta sit up in the left. Gotta sit up in the right. We're gonna sit it so we hear it. We're gonna be up in the goes. We're gonna be it on the go. We're gonna be it on the throw. We're gonna be it on the left. We're gonna be it on the do's. Faucet. Може приятно. Спикут. This is tough. Bestuk. Okay. That's how we gotta be. On the left in harmony. On the left and on the right. For the butcher's baker's side. For a butcher's baker's right. Gotta see to believe it. Got a left and a right and kisses. Hey, sometimes we hiss, sometimes we hiss. Sometimes we left, sometimes we right. On the left and on the right. You might miss, you know. Gotta be up in the sea. You later. Let's go. For the farmers, truckers, butchers, and the nurses. For the 63, SSD is where we be. It's a heat wave, Montreal, the island of the hawk. Hey, we got a spark. You know that we got it on. Dragging on me, carry on. Got some fresh and got some water. Got some sun and satellites. Got some sun and satellites. Got some sun, got some satellites. Got some sun and satellites. Gotta left and right. Gotta put it left and right. For the left and for the bite. For the bites. For the restaurants. Gotta cook up in the seas. Gotta left in harmony. And you know they be the sea. Gotta love in harmony. Let's go. Hey, you know we are the army of the dragon. Nobody's born a dragon. Nobody is born a dragon. Nobody is born a dragon. Got a blood, sweat, and tears. Shade your skin up in the layer. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. We are dragons, not some demons. Montreal to San Francisco. We are dragons, not some demons. Left and right and east and west. You know that we roll and we strive for the best. You know that we roll and strive for the best. Gotta get it for the Cadence. That is the Dragon Army sentence. Striving for the Cadence, for the 63, you see. Gotta get some hydration. Gotta get the public workers some applause. Gotta get the public workers some applause. Put the steps and get applause. Now you know this how we rock. That you know just how we rock. 4 and ticking on the clock. And the 3G, 4G, 5G. You know that we gotta be in this life in harmony. Ain't no place give me some justice. For the 63. 10 provinces. 50 states. 3 territories. Public workers, butchers, bakers, nurses created. Heat wave, 18th of June. Freestyle mode. Gonna freestyle a little bit and gonna go hydrate. I'm gonna wait for the toilets and gonna hydrate right here. HYDRATE, Dragon Army, who we be? HYDRATE, Dragon Army, who we be? HYDRATE, Dragon Army, who we be? Gotta wait a little bit to get the water, a few seconds. Usually I recommend a few seconds with that, and that's how we gotta get doing with that, and that's what we gotta get doing on the go. So we got a few seconds, and we got a few loves, and we got some rock and roll, and we got the 63, 10 provinces, 50 states, and 3 territories, and that's how we gotta get doing with that, and that's how we gotta get rock and roll for that, and so we gotta get on the love side of things, you know. Here we are, gonna get that hydration, and gonna get that clock in, and gonna get a little bit of that water. It's a bit hot, to be honest. A bit on the hot side, but gotta be grateful, thankful for the public workers who build underneath, all that building that was done underneath to get all this water here to us, you know, and all the brains and the muscle of the Civilisation Collective of North America. We gotta take that into consideration, you know, as we go double trouble. It's always appreciating, you know, the work of the 20th century overlaps a little bit of that old school with a new school here, so I gotta salute. All who helped build this water fountain that I'm gonna take some water now, and we're gonna get going with that cadence, because I don't think I really need to be it's out of order, that's what it says. Let's check, because when it's blinking it says out of order. You see that? You know, let me show. You got a public fountain. I got a little bit of that public. Got a little bit of that public. Public fountain, and see when it's blinking it says out of order. Out of order, so it's locked right away. So it automatically locked. Please keep this, because people need this here. It's people like me, other people who use it, I've seen using it, they use it. So please keep it. It's not functioning now, but super important to keep it, not to damage it, because I can get a little bit of use with that, and that's something which I gotta be looking on. So here we go. We're gonna continue with the rock and roll. Gonna continue with the rock and roll. Gonna be continuing with the rock and roll. Gotta be on the love. Gotta be on the love. For the rock and roll we gotta be. For the left and right you see. Plumbers, electricians, nurses. Doctors, firefighters, plumbers. Beautiful sunshine. Gotta get that rock and roll. For you know I'm for the go. Left and right and in the blues. You know that I gotta do. That's you know we gotta be. Left and right in harmony. By the trees and by the river. In the shade or sunlight. Here's the dragon army lights. Hey, Cadence, freestyle mode created now. Freestyle mode 18th of June, 2025. Tour for the farmers, for the bakers, for the nurses, for the doctors, for the train and train conductors, for the plumbers, electricians. Hey, that's the hope somebody kissing. For the hope somebody kissing. That's the hope you're only missing. See, Dragon Army? Those making out there don't stare, but I think that's what they're doing. In the public, that's holiness, that's blessing, that's holy. And the kingdom, that activity is encouraged in the dancing goddess dragon kingdom. And you know, for the lovers, Dragon Army gonna march for those lovers there, freely embracing and freely kissing and keep at it. That brings that brings me some joy, man. Salute. Salute on that rock and roll, man. That brings me some joy. Victory, man. That's it, man. Some loving, you know. That's Dragon Army, man. That's Dragon Army. That gives me some hope. Through kissing there. I have some love in the free world. I ain't got money, but somebody loving. That's why I need the Dragon Army, coast to coast, ocean to ocean, man. They'll be loving there, kissing, making out, and summer's coming, and that gives me some hope. Kiss, work out, and train, exercise, express your love, you know. You're black, white, man, woman, you gotta be 18 plus. You know, you wanna love with me, you're a man or you're a woman, you gotta be 18 plus. But my preference is matchmaking, and I'm happy, just joyous, content with matchmaking, and you know, just seeing people watching, not too much staring, because I love that. I encourage activity. And in the public, you're allowed to kiss, you're allowed to hug, you're allowed to embrace in the free world, you know. I hope somebody's still doing it. Gotta encourage my fellow citizen there doing some pull-ups. Take care of that buddy, give him some good loving to him. I say give it some good loving to him, and we got the public workers, which we gotta be encouraged, because I gotta be saluting and noting that he's the only one. My brother, cousin, whatever you identify as, XYZ, you're the only one hitting the gym. Be proud. You took your aggression, you took your violence, you took whatever you lived through, pain, whatever. Pain, whatever, to be there on the field. And I've been depressed, been suicidal, and you're the only one, see? Gotta salute that as well, just as I saluted those cousins and talking to go cousins, jogging, and those there, you know. And that fellow citizen there, you know. That's it, man. That's what we gotta get drilled with. Now I'm happy, content with that, and I'm happy, joyous because of that. You know, that's what brings me joy, working out, training, exercising, rock and rolling, and sometimes less joy because you know how it is with me, geopolitics. And I predicted what's happening now back in 2019. I predicted what's happening now back in 2019, and seeing those lovers there kissing, that made my whole day. That was the main event, not me. Them kissing. Kiss for me extra, double it for me. Rainbow Dragon. Clit, dick, general, greatest cuckold in the universe. And if you want to make love to me, you know, man, woman, man, trans, XYZ, you gotta be 18 plus though. If not, we can dance together, you know, can rock and roll together, but no loving beyond hugging, you know. If you're not 18 plus, no loving beyond hugging, if you're not 18 plus. Let's go. For the butchers and the lovers, dragging on me here are Cadence. For the 63, that is just who we be. For the 63, that is just who we be, And you know, just by the river. And you know, just by the river. That's how you gotta sing it. And you see that you know who we be. And you see that you know who we be. For you know we got it on, marching for the butchers. The butchers, the bakers, the nurses, and hey, don't forget the truckers crossing the 63. 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 63 of the kingdom. 63 of the empire. 63 of the empire. 63 of the kingdom. We are not some demons. We are those spitting fire with some dragons. Hey, 40 SSD. Security, service, and defense. Coast to coast, ocean to ocean. Coast to coast, ocean to ocean. Okay, we don't need no magic potion. Coast to coast, ocean to ocean. We don't need no magic potion. Coast to coast, ocean to ocean. We don't need no magic potion. Got some ways we salute in the river that we should. Got some ways we salute in the rivers like we should. Hey, you know we gotta sing it for the daycare workers changing some of those smelly diapers. Hey, you know we got a cadence for those changing some of those dirty diapers in the daycares. We gotta sing that cadence rock and roll. For the day get workers changing diapers on the go. You know we got the heavens and the sky. From Montreal to San Francisco till the day we die. The day I die. From Montreal to San Francisco. And across the 63. From the Arctic to the Nevada desert. And vice versa. From the Arctic to the Nevada desert. From Nevada. The Arizona desert, Las Vegas desert, Nevada desert. From the desert to the Arctic for the 63, we got it. From the desert to the Arctic for the 63, we got it. From the desert to the Arctic for the 63, we got it. Hey, nobody is born a dragon. Give us some red, white, and black, and rainbow uniforms. Give us some red, white, and black, rainbow uniforms. Give us some red, white, and black, and rainbow uniforms. Hey, give us some red, white, and black, rainbow uniforms. Give us some rainbow, black and white, red uniforms. Gotta see him in the kisses. And you know we got a lesson. Lesson is the Dragon Army cadence. That's our sentence. Dragon Army cadence for the butcher's truckers. Don't forget those flipping burgers. Flipping burgers. Flipping burgers in the fast food, in the joints. Across the 63, some are cooking bacon bee. Some are doing construction work. Gotta salute that how it works. Some will do construction works. That's how we salute that how it works. Firefighters, I never forget. No, we mentioned to neglect. Firefighters, a cadence. Gotta include my brothers and sisters, firefighters, and the cadence as we rock and roll. And that's how we're gonna get drilling with that. And so we gotta get doing on the love side of things. And we gotta get doing on that, man. Here's a little bit of Montreal. And we're gonna switch back by the river and go around the bonnet, you know, for some red, red, red. And favorite color, that's what I said. And that's how we gotta get doing with that. And so we gotta get doing, you know. So gotta beware, you know. That's how we gotta get doing, man, you know. For the left and for the right. For the bite and for the side. For the left and right we do. Hey, you know we gotta do it. For the left and right we bite. For the left and right we sight. For the left, those are beautiful there, beautiful, beautiful there. To get drilling on that, you know. For the left and right we bites. Information, if you want to check information about Montreal. Information about Montreal. Here we got some boats by the river that you float. Got some boats by the river that you float. I gotta try it once because financially stressed now, so can't really, but one day I will, I guess. Maybe I got already now home some business, open for business 24/7, friends with benefits only. Pledge your allegiance to our family. Pledge your allegiance to our family is the Cadence song, and that's how we're gonna rock and roll it, man. Let's go, get ready. It's 31 minutes of cadence, special 31 for the book of the law. Dragon Army, the kingdom empires, non-sectarian, Thelemite. 63 of the 63. Hey, the breeze of the wind. I don't mind some dragons having shaved heads or rock and roll manes yet. I don't mind my dragons having shaved heads All rock and roll dragons mains. Rock and roll mains. I don't mind my dragons having. Rock and roll long manes or shaved heads. We gotta do it for the youth. Gotta sing the cadence for the youth. For the youth, for the young and for the fish. Gotta carry on the pitch. Oh my goodness. Gotta sing it for the flora. Gotta sing it for the fauna. Just be sitting here. Look at the harmony that's near. That's we gotta do, we sing. For the left and right we blink. Gotta count them as we go. Gotta count them as we show. See, look at that. It's not beautiful? Whoopsie, gotta go like that, man. So we gotta get doing on that. Yeah. Look at that. How it's sitting there, you know? That's what it is, man. I didn't count them, but I guess they need a little shade, eh? Look at them there. I'm gonna go down see them.
Even though we know we gotta take care of it, like.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. They're so beautiful. No need to cook them because we got some food, but. Huh? So rock and roll 24/7 as we go for the butchers, bakers, and electricians, and plumbers, and those, of course, who do it on the left and on the right, and that's how we gotta get doing with that, and that's what we gotta get doing for the drill, you know, to get it on the left and on the right, and here we are, continuing the cadence and just beautiful, gorgeous nature, you know, to get it on the go, and that's what I got, you know. To me. Yes, on that. My heart. Distance. Let's get that cadence, man. That's a beautiful cluster. Let's keep it up with a cadence. That's what it is. That's what it is, man. Beautiful cadence. Beautiful day. Some people love it. Some people are a bit on the hot side, but hey, that's what it is with that, man. Left and right and on the set. Left and right and on the set. Gotta be so upset. You gotta smile, grateful, yeah, you gotta smile, man. Cultivate happiness, joy through gratitude, you know, every day this is all a blessing, you know, civilization is a privilege, you know, the 20th century workers, it was working up now, you know, even if I'm moody sometimes moody, but sometimes I'm moody, you know. But you gotta keep in mind that, you know, all this is a privilege. Civilization is a privilege. The running water, the electricity in our homes, the public workers, the aqueduct, sanitation, public sanitation, the food, the blessing, you know. Food. Dragging on, we're gonna say gratitude also to the, takes a little bit of that old school with the new school, workers of the past 20th century, with the 20th century, the 21st century, 20th century, 21st century.